So you see collections from people like Alpha Omega Sin, Metal Jesus, Pete Dorr, and even guys like Immortal John Hancock and The Last Gamer. And a lot of people think that their collection, what they have, kind of happened overnight or quicker than it did in reality. But it actually took them years. For most of those guys, if not all of them, they didn't just start collecting one day. They literally have some of the same copies of the games they got back in the day. And it's just kind of a thing that's carried over up until today. I've kind of had this idea of getting a shelf and just filling it with titles that I've curated. I can walk up to it at any given day, any given time, pick something out, and enjoy the shit out of it. I saw this, I can't remember exactly who it was, but they said if you collected one game a week for a year, that's 52 games. You can effectively curate a 52 game collection very easily. So I said, why don't I take that idea and expand it a little bit? So I guess I'm building a game collection from scratch. A lot of people think, because of those people that I mentioned before, this is daunting and huge, but you can make it work. As far as how far I want to go with this, I have like a rough list of each console and like the titles I want to get for it, but it can definitely grow from there. To start with each console though, I'm definitely going to get the titles that are just really known for that console, the best games for that console, critically I guess, and just titles that mean something to me that maybe I grew up with, or you know, whatever. I also don't know if I'm gonna like focus console by console, and then so when I complete the general gist of what I want for that console, move on to the next one, or if I'm just gonna kind of be scattered. So far it's looking like it's gonna be scattered. We'll see. I also don't want to go too fast with this whole thing. Like I said before, I saw the whole thing of what if you got a game a week. I'm going to go a little bit faster than that, as you'll see in a second. I do realize that it's about the chase or the hunt. It seems like when people get everything they want, the addiction to the hunt still kind of remains. They start to get things they don't really care about, or that they don't need, or that they don't really like. So anyway, getting that out of the way, I've already collected for this month. So I'll show you guys that, but before that, I kind of wanted to touch on what I already had going into this whole thing. Let's jump right in, I guess. So anyway, I switched over to my phone. I'm using OBS to record. I'm supposed to be telling you now what I had before I started collecting or whatever. So I had this CRT, I picked it up, Craigslist was like 20 bucks. It's a 20-inch Magnavox, only takes in yellow, white, and red. Kind of wish it took in component or S-Video so I can do that. Anyway, I picked up a PS1. Ooh, there we go, and that's a old school Beyblade. Don't even worry about it, everything's fine. And I picked up also Final Fantasy VII that same day. It's the non-fucked up version with the like eye somewhere floating. It's just a regular version. I got the PS1 just to be able to play Final Fantasy VII. Also, this thing. Just standard Atomic Purple, Game Boy Color. The screen's not even replaced or anything. And I picked this up for this game, Pokemon Crystal. They had a deal where you bought a handheld, you get any game that's 10 bucks or 15 bucks or less for free. So this was $9.99, so I picked this up. I love this game, great soundtrack, you already know. Anyway, that's all that I had before this whole endeavor, and the PS1. Pretend it's right here, everything's fine, everything's good. So I picked up a PS2, cut to the chase. I picked up the Slim, it was like the 90,001, I believe it is, the latest one. I do a little research as to what features a specific model revision has or does not have. I like to get the latest one that kind of retains the features I'm looking for, just because it has less runtime on it, less playtime, a little less wear and tear. Anyway, the reason why I chose the PS2, two reasons. One, my opinion, best console of all time. Two, it's something I grew up with. And three, I found this. Yeah. So I was kind of looking around, seeing if I could find anything, and I found this. And definitely wanted to play through it. I know PS4 Final Mix versions just came out. Something really shitty about this that I love. So with the PS2, I bought 2 games and the memory card. It came with a controller and the cables, and that's about it. I bought MGS2 OG, not the repackaged Substance version. Reason for that is I want to eventually get all of them. I want to play through this version though, and play through Substance again on European Extreme, I believe, on number 2. That's the highest you can go. I don't mind playing certain games that I also, this was meant something growing up. I was actually in high school. I played through MGS 1, 2, 3, and 4 in a row. Next title is GTA 3. Always wanted to play through 3 all the way up until, today. Just to see how the series has progressed, and I've actually put hella hours into this one so far. Anyway, that's what I got in the first week. Week 2, I picked up Final Fantasy X. Hello. I was actually going to pick this up week 1. Another thing is, just to clarify, so I said I would get more than 50, a game a week, but I want to do this with a budget, just to show that it's possible. That's another point I kind of forgot to mention earlier, is I'm not going to go crazy every week cashing out. I'm going to hold a budget. My budget right now is just vaguely 20, 30, 40 bucks unless I'm picking up like a console. So it's kind of elastic in that sense. So that's why you're going to see per week I only pick up a few titles. Anyway, going back. I was going to pick Final Fantasy X up on the first week, but I forgot that I had to buy a memory card, kind of like how everybody did back in the day. And I think the memory card it costs just as much as Final Fantasy X. Second thing I picked up is just to kind of knock out the series on the PS2, MGS3 Snake Eater version, not the repackaged Substance version, Subsistence. I think I want to get the limited edition version with the 3rd disc, the bonus disc, Kingdom Hearts 2, if you can see that, just to kind of, again, knock it out, the series. That's another thing you'll see me do, I guess, going forward. I like seeing series knocked out and finished on my shelf. The shelf is something that I do not have yet, by the way. I'm just kind of putting them on my dresser for now. But I do want to play through Chain of Memories. I beat Kingdom Hearts 1 recently, this last week, but I want to play through Chain of Memories first. So for week 3, I ended up picking up Devil May Cry 1. Definitely want to get number 2 and 3. I prefer getting black label editions for things, and I think 3 Special Edition is only greatest hits because they re-released it that way. I don't know. Next up, God of War. Super fun. I definitely want to play through that series and this whole thing. Can't wait. Next up, just going to show them both at the same time. The remainder of the Grand Theft Auto series, sort of, for the PS2. I say sort of because technically Liberty City Stories, I think. Anyway, alright, so for week 4, I picked up God of War 2. Yeah, the next title I picked up that day was Eco. I don't know what the fuck that ghost sound I just made right now was. That's definitely an essential for the console. That and its spiritual successor, Shadow of the Colossus, which I cannot wait to play. And the only reason I picked up only those 2 titles that week was because I also picked up a GameCube. It was an Indigo model. It's the DOL-001 model, which has the component output, which if I ever get to have a component cable, I can use. The reason why I bought the GameCube, though, it was only 39 bucks for the DOL-001 model. On eBay, I was kind of looking through there specifically. I've noticed that they're kind of like 50 and up, and I specifically wanted the black or the indigo model, but that's not the only reason why I bought it that week. It's because I plan on, let's just say it involves a Game Boy player and videos for this channel. Anyway, so yeah, that's kind of what I picked up on month 1. Is this idea good? Is it ass? Am I crazy? Let me know in the comments. Kind of keep the conversation flowing. If you have any questions, statements, whatever the fuck you want to shit on me, go ahead and do so. If you like this video, press that button. If you hated it, press that one. If you want to see the progress of this whole thing, subscribe, please.